Maya, they say the two most important days of your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why.
The image cuts sharply to a legal document being slammed onto a kitchen table. The letterhead reads, Sterling Industries. We see Maya's paint-stained hands trembling as she reads it.
Maya, I found out mine 3 months after my husband's funeral, the day his family tried to steal my daughter's future.
Quick cuts. A smug lawyer smirking. Arthur Sterling's cold eyes behind a mahogany desk. A gavel banging. Maya, looking small in a courtroom.
Maya, they thought I was just an artist. They thought I would break.
We see Sarah, Maya's lawyer best friend, shoving a file across the table. We see Maya wiping a tear, then looking at her daughter Lily with steel in her eyes.
Maya, they were wrong. This is the story of how I learned to fight. This is the inherited fight.
Sunlight streams into a bright, airy art studio. Canvases are stacked against the walls. Maya, paint on her hands, smiles as she adds a final touch to a vibrant, abstract painting. Lily sits on the floor meticulously drawing with crayons.
Maya, to Lily, almost done, sweet pea. What do you think? More blue?
Lily, without looking up, more pink, Mommy. Always more pink.
Maya laughs. The sound is cut short by a sharp knock on the studio door. She opens it to find a process server in a cheap suit. Process server? Maya Sterling? Maya's smile fades. She nods, wiping her hands on her smock. He hands her a thick envelope. Process server. You've been served. He leaves. Maya stares at the document, the color draining from her face. The letterhead reads, Sterling Industries. INT. Maya's apartment, later. The apartment is modest, but cozy. Maya sits at the kitchen table. The legal documents spread out before her. Sarah, her best friend, reads it over her shoulder, her face grim.
Sarah, a prenuptial agreement? David never mentioned a prenup?
Maya, never. We were married for 5 years. We talked about everything. He would never... He just died, Sarah, 3 months ago. And now they're saying half of everything. Our apartment, his shares in the company. It was never mine.
Sarah, this document is signed and notarized, Maya. But the date, it's 2 weeks before the wedding. And the signature...
Maya, it looks like mine. But it's not. I never signed this. I never even saw it. Sarah looks at her friend, a fire igniting in her eyes.
Sarah, then we fight. And we don't fight in family court with our hearts. We fight in corporate court with the facts.
Sterling Industries, day. A sleek modern office high above the city. Arthur Sterling sits behind a massive desk, a fortress of power. His son James stands by the window.
James, the papers were served. She'll cave. She's an artist, Dad. She doesn't have the money or the stomach for a fight.
Arthur, David always was a romantic fool. He would have given her everything. I'm simply correcting a mistake. The company is not a charity. It's a legacy. Our legacy.
James, and the prenup?
Arthur is ironclad. Her signature is on it. The court will see what it needs to see.
Eleanor, Arthur's wife, enters silently. She overhears the last part of the conversation. A flicker of doubt crosses her face before she masks it. Conference room, day. A tense mediation session. On one side, Maya and Sarah. On the other, Arthur, James, and Mr. Vance, their smug attorney.
Mr. Vance, Ms. Reyes, your client's claim of forgery is a desperate and baseless accusation. We have a signed, legally binding document. We are prepared to offer a small, one-time settlement to avoid a lengthy and embarrassing trial. Enough to cover moving expenses, perhaps.
Sarah places a large, high-resolution photograph on the table. It's a close-up of the signature on the prenup, next to a copy of a check Maya wrote a week before the wedding.
Sarah, Mr. Vance, my client is an artist. She has a unique, fine motor control in her hands. Her signature is consistent. Notice the loop in the M? On the prenup, it's a sharp angle. On this check from the same week, it's a fluid curve. My handwriting expert will testify that these are two different writers.
Mr. Vance's smirk falters for a microsecond. Arthur's jaw tightens.
Arthur, this is conjecture. A handwriting expert can be bought.
Sarah, and a prenuptial agreement can be forged. Which brings me to my next point. We are filing a motion to compel discovery. We want access to the original document, the notary's log, and all internal communications at Sterling Industries regarding Mr. Sterling's estate for the 6 months prior to his death.
James shifts uncomfortably. The tables have turned. Family court day. The courtroom is all dark wood and solemnity. Judge Harrison presides.
Mr. Vance, Your Honor, this is a straightforward matter of probate. The plaintiff is simply a gold digger looking for a payout. She knows she signed this agreement.
Sarah, Your Honor, we have provided substantial evidence suggesting the prenuptial agreement is a forgery, but this case is about more than a piece of paper. It's about the intentional infliction of emotional distress upon a widow and her 5-year-old child. David Sterling was a generous man. He wanted his wife and daughter taken care of. His father, the defendant, is using a fraudulent document to rewrite his son's final wishes.
Judge Harrison looks at the two sides, then down at the documents.
Judge Harrison, I am granting the plaintiff's motion for discovery. Mr. Vance, you will turn over all requested documents within 2 weeks. This court will get to the bottom of this.
Maya's apartment. Night. Maya is tucking Lily into bed.
Lily? Mommy? Is Grandpa Arthur mad at us? He didn't smile at the last party.
Maya's heart clenches. She smooths Lily's hair.
Maya, Grandpa Arthur is just worried about his business, Sweet Pea. It has nothing to do with you. You are the best part of your daddy, and he loved you more than any business in the whole world. Okay?
Illy, okay. Mommy, can you sing the star song?
Maya hums a soft lullaby, her eyes glistening. This is what she's fighting for. Sarah's offices. Sarah and Maya are surrounded by boxes of documents. Sarah holds a piece of paper, a triumphant smile spreading across her face.
Sarah, gotcha.
Maya, what is it?
Sarah, the notary's electronic log. The notary who witnessed your signature, she notarized the document on a Saturday. Her log shows she was on a cruise ship in the Bahamas that entire week. No cell service. No way to notarize a document in the city.
Maya gasps.
Maya, so Arthur forged it. He forged my name and paid a notary to lie?
Sarah, he didn't just forge it, Maya. He likely had someone in his office sign for you. Someone who was there. Someone who knew you.
Arthur's office. Arthur is on the phone. James bursts in, shutting the door. James, Dad, the notary's log. They found it. The notary is already singing like a canary to save herself from perjury charges. She's going to testify she never saw Maya. That you told her it was a private family matter and to backdate it. For the first time, Arthur looks rattled. Arthur, it's her word against mine. James, no, Dad. It's her word plus the handwriting expert, plus the log. We need to settle. Now, before this gets worse. Arthur slams his hand on the desk. Never. I built this company with my bare hands. I will not hand it over to some painter. We'll go to trial. We'll bury her in legal fees. We'll make her life a living hell until she gives up. The door opens. Eleanor stands there, her face pale. Eleanor, I've heard enough. She turns and walks away. Maya's apartment day. A soft knock on the door. Maya opens it to find Eleanor looking frail and determined. Eliar, may I come in? They sit in the living room. Eleanor's hands tremble slightly. Eleanor, I knew. Not about the notary, not at first, but I knew David would never have a prenup. He adored you. Arthur, he can be a cruel man. His love is for his company. It's a cold, dead thing. Maya, why are you here, Eleanor? Because I have been silent for 30 years. I watched him destroy his first wife. I watched him turn James into a smaller version of himself. But I will not watch him destroy David's memory, and I will not let him steal from Lily. David was the best of us. He was kind because of you. Eleanor reaches into her purse and pulls out a small, personal journal. Eleanor. This is my diary from 5 years ago. I wrote about the night Arthur came home, furious that David had told him he was going to rewrite his will to include you fully. Arthur said, "I'll find a way to stop him. If he won't protect the company, I will." A week later, he showed me the prenup you supposedly signed. I knew it was a lie, but I was too afraid to speak. I'm not afraid anymore. Maya takes the diary, tears streaming down her face. She looks at Eleanor, not with anger, but with a profound gratitude. Maya, thank you. Negative family court. Day. The courtroom is packed. The atmosphere is electric. M.R. Vance. Weakened, desperate. This is a family matter, Your Honor. It should be resolved privately without these salacious and unsubstantiated. Sarah? Unsubstantiated? Your Honor? We have a handwriting expert, a notary recanting her testimony, and now a witness who will testify under oath to the defendant's premeditated plan to defraud his own daughter-in-law and granddaughter. The defendant didn't just find a document, he manufactured one. Sarah calls Eleanor to the stand. Sarah walks her through the diary entry. Eleanor's voice is clear and steady. Eleanor, my husband was determined. He saw Maya as a threat to his legacy. He was willing to destroy a family to save a corporation. Arthur stares at his wife, his face a mask of shock and betrayal. James looks down at the table, unable to meet anyone's eyes. After a brief deliberation, Judge Harrison delivers his verdict. Judge Harrison. This court finds that the prenuptial agreement presented by the defendant is a fraudulent document, manufactured with the intent to deceive this court and to illegally deprive the plaintiff of her rightful inheritance. The document is hereby ruled null and void. Furthermore, this court finds the defendant, Arthur Sterling, in contempt for his actions. All assets are to be distributed according to the original terms of David Sterling's will, which leaves everything to his wife Maya Sterling in trust for their daughter. Court is adjourned. Maya lets out a sob of relief. Sarah grabs her hand, beaming. As they leave the courtroom, they pass Arthur, who looks diminished, a giant felled by his own arrogance. Maya's new studio, Day. A much larger, more beautiful studio. Sunlight pours in. Maya's paintings hang on the walls. One wall is dedicated to a massive, vibrant mural of a woman and a child holding hands, surrounded by a kaleidoscope of color. In the center of the room, Maya, Lily, and Sarah are laughing, dipping their brushes into paint. Lily, look, Mommy. I painted Uncle Sarah. She holds up a canvas with a stick figure with wild curly hair. Sarah laughs. Sarah, it's a masterpiece. I look very distinguished. Maya hugs Lily tight, then looks at Sarah. Maya, I couldn't have done any of this without you. You taught me how to fight. Sarah, no, I just showed you the weapons. You were always the warrior. Maya looks around her new studio, at her daughter, at her friend. The fight was brutal, but she won. Not just money or a company, but justice and the security of knowing she could protect what mattered most. She looks at the mural, at the woman and child. It's a picture not of loss, but of strength. A legacy of love forged in fire.